Today I'm going to talk about leveling the playing field in Major League Baseball by providing the same operating revenue for all 30 teams. It's the biggest long-term problem facing the game. My estimate is MLB loses about 9 million ticket sales a year because the fans of small market teams have lost interest. I've attached my calculations at the end of the video. There's three things I want to accomplish. One, get the small market teams fully funded so they can compete on a sustained basis. Every team has the same revenue. Two, increase the owner's equity between 25 and 40%. Three, give the players more money and stability. Lofty ambitions, but if you like the plan, please hit subscribe. The issue in Major League Baseball lies with its structure. In the NFL, all TV revenues are shared equally, allowing all the teams to be fully funded. In Major League Baseball, all local revenues, including TV, belong to the individual owners. Because of the disparity of market sizes, there's a large gap in revenue available to each team. MLB has tried to address this by having the large market teams subsidize the smaller market teams through luxury taxes and revenue sharing. It just doesn't work. But how about if we were able to tweak the structure of baseball in a way that all the teams shared equally in the revenues, but the profits were divided in a manner that's pretty much the same way they are now? Here's the change. We go from 30 teams with individual owners, who in the aggregate are MLB, to MLB owning all 30 teams, but MLB is owned principally by the former team owners. Here's how we do it. One, appraisals are done to determine the value of each team. The owners would agree to an appraiser and a methodology to evaluate the entire league. Two, a new entity, say MLB Operations, would be formed. It'll be taken public through an IPO. Three, each owners would exchange their individual shares for shares of MLB Operations. The issued shares would be proportional to the value of the teams. The owners of the Yanks may get approximately 7 times the shares as the owner of the poor teams. The tax folks would have to work their magic to qualify the transaction as a tax-free reorganization. But if they can't, MLB can use the proceeds of the IPO to reimburse the transaction costs. Four, all revenue is now owned by MLB Operations and goes into their coffers. Five, the money going into MLB Operations would be divided into 2 buckets. One to fund team operations, and the remainder stays with MLB Operations for their operations and their profit. The team money would be distributed equally to each team. The profit in MLB Operations would be distributed as dividends based on the number of shares held. The former owners of the Yankees and Dodgers would get much more than, say, the owners of the Rays and Marlins. Because the owners will have a controlling interest, they can keep the same people running baseball as before the reorganization. The owners can keep running their teams or sign long-term contracts if they choose. What's in it for the owners? MLB revenues will be up substantially. I expect there will be a revival of interest in the formerly underfunded small market teams. Currently, there are 12 teams whose payroll is more than 25% below the league average. Two, because the owners own publicly traded stock, their shares will now be liquid. They can sell them piecemeal, gift them, or use them for collateral. This is a big deal. Appraisers typically apply a 25% or more discount in valuing closely held shares as opposed to publicly traded shares, all other factors being equal. What's in it for the fans? Places like Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and Baltimore once again will have competitive teams that can stay competitive on a sustained basis. There will be a revival of baseball interest in the underfunded market. What's in it for the players? There's more revenue to split. They also get a greater chance to spend their entire career with one team, if they choose to. If they choose free agency, there will be more teams that can afford them. So that's the plan. If you like it and want to see follow-up videos, please hit subscribe. Please list your comments below. I'd love to do a subsequent video to address the points made.